Hi Teacher Fit, my name is Bailey. Welcome. Today we're going to be doing what I call a stretchy flow. So we're going to stretch into some larger muscle groups today. Really great for cyclists, runners, or just anybody that is looking to get into the body here. So we're going to start in child's pose today. If you have any bolsters or blocks that you like using, you can. Otherwise, you can just come on down to your mat and you can already start to think here, do you want to get into your spine, get into your back to start? If you do, try to keep your knees close towards one another as you round over them and stretch your arms forward. Or if you want to get into your hips some more, bring your knees apart. So creating some space here as you crawl forward, letting your chest melt towards the mat. So as you start to come into your child's pose here, just give yourself a few rounds of breath. So maybe 5 to 7 long cycles of breath here. And connecting your forehead down with the mat. Notice your shoulders. Notice what's going on in this stretch. If there's any part that feels stale, any part that feels sticky, just notice, breathe into those places. Trying to take your fullest breath in through your nose. Your longest breath out through your mouth. You can let your elbows rest down on the mat if you'd like, softening into the pose a little bit. If you're experiencing this pose in a more active way, really let yourself just soften a bit. And while you're here, finding this foundation for your flow, this rhythm with your breath, notice if there's any intention or why that you have for your practice today. Is there anything that you're working on, working through, working towards? Would you like to let go of anything or bring anything into your practice or your life, your week? How can this practice, how can these next 30 minutes really be a tool for you and really help you achieving any of those things you're looking for, looking to let go of? Just thinking about that, giving yourself 2 or 3 more breaths here to really arrive on your mat. Give yourself some space. Create some distance from whatever it was you were doing before you showed up. Noticing all the points of contact that your body is making with the mat. And start to notice how your body changes. The shape of your body changes when you breathe in deeply. When you breathe out fully. Beautiful. And take another round of breath or so. Start to lift your elbows off the mat. Press into the palms of your hands here. Full inhale. On your exhale, walk those hands over to the right. Lean to the left. So sometimes it's nice to lift your forehead up off the mat slightly so you can walk your hands over just a little bit more. You can stack or stagger your hands here. It might feel nice to bring your left hand on top of your right, but lean to the left. Really get heavy in that left hip so you can really take advantage of this side stretch. One last inhale. Further breath out on your exhale. All the air escapes. Good. Walking your hands back through center, go to the other side. So hands are going to come over to the left as you lean to the right. So the heavier you get in that right hip, the more you're going to really find this stretch along the right side of your body. You can bring the right hand on top of your left if you'd like. Notice how the space between each one of your ribs gets a little bit bigger as you take those expansive breaths in and full breaths out. Good. Staying here for one more round of breath. Finding your deeper pose here on your exhale. Beautiful. Take your time. Start to come back through child's pose. And then start to press into your tabletop. So coming onto your hands and your knees here. Shoulders are going to be stacked right over your wrists, hips over your knees. Drop your belly, inhale, gaze forward as you breathe in deeply. Exhale, round your spine, dome your shoulders, look towards your navel. Good, keep breathing like this. Inhaling into your cow and exhaling into your cat. Really good. Dropping your belly and rounding your spine. So your arms stay straight here as you move. If you like to add on any other movements that feel nice, you can. I like to think of this as kind of a place where you just wake up from a nap. You just start to stretch and bend and move in any way that feels nice. You don't think about what wants to move, you just kind of move it. Good. You can close your eyes, notice where your body wants to go, just allow it to happen. This organic, intuitive movement here. And taking your time, you can come back into that table when you're ready. Reset your breath. Good. Settle in. Start to stretch your left toes out long on the mat and just rock forward and backwards. So you're going to stretch through the back of your left leg here. Sending your shoulders forward over your wrists and your heel back towards the mat behind you. Coming to a little bit of stillness. Straighten out that right arm. Thumb to the ceiling, so it's like you're getting ready to shake somebody's hand, keeping your bicep in line with your ear. Softly lift that left foot off the mat. Nice long lines of energy here. Breathe in, extend. Exhale, crunch, elbow to knee, hug up and in. Good, take your time, lengthen out on your inhale. Squeeze back in on your exhale. Beautiful, go slow. Breathe in, stretch out. And exhale, come back in. Good. Stretch out this time. You can stay, pause, and hover, or bend your left leg. Reach back with your right hand. Try to find your foot. If you make contact, kick that left foot into your right hand and let that open up across your chest. Press the mat away with your left hand. Lift your left thigh further away from the mat. Beautiful. One more breath. Softly release your foot. Stretch everything long. And step back down, tabletop, inhale. Exhale. Good, other side. Right toes step back on the mat. Start to stretch through the back of your right foot. Shifting forward, shifting backwards. And just take your time here. Notice if any part of your body wants a little extra TLC today. Any extra little movements that you need, add them on. Good, coming to some stillness. Stretching your left arm out long. Thumb to the ceiling, gazing down. So you want your spine to stay long through your neck. So if you're looking up and forward, softly remove your gaze, bring it back down to the mat and lift off of your right toes. Inhale as you stretch long and exhale as you crunch in. Lengthen out, breathe in, go as slow as your breath takes you, and exhale, crunch, which might be different than my cues. Beautiful, lengthen, inhale, then exhale, crunch. On your third time, stretch back out. Inhale, stay and hover, or bend your right leg, reach back with your left hand. Find your foot. Kicking your foot into your left hand. Think about your toes, lifting closer to the ceiling. Big breath in. Stay through your exhale. Really good. One last round of breath. And softly release. Stretch everything out, finding your tabletop at first. And then step back down, child's pose, hips to heels, forehead to the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take an inhale. Easy exhale. Good. Starting to lift your hips off your heels. Stack them right on top of your hips, your knees rather, and start to crawl your hands out long on the mat. So this is our puppy dog pose. You want to melt your chest towards the mat, keeping your hips stacked over your knees here. So you're creating this ski slope shape with your body. You really want to lead with your heart here. Notice the shoulder stretch. Take a couple more breaths in and out. Notice if you're clenching or if there's any tension at all. Let it go. Find some surrender in this pose. Beautiful. Last breath in. And stretch out all the way onto your stomach. Legs go back behind you. Set up for your Sphinx pose, stacking your shoulders over your elbows. Good. And once you get there, really roll your shoulders back. Send your chest through. Press into the tops of your feet. Good. Nice strong Sphinx. Inhale. Exhale. Start to bend your left heel into your glutes and look over your right shoulder. Find your toes. Good, set that foot down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, right foot, left shoulder. Keep moving with your breath. Inhaling, coming back forward, setting your foot down. Exhaling, opposite foot, opposite shoulder. Moving as slowly as your breath takes you. There's no rush. Good, one breath at a time. Staying through your exhale. Finding your inhale as you gaze forward and moving to the other side. Beautiful. We'll all meet back to the center here. Press into your forearms. Take another breath in. And exhale. Start to send your hips back. Come onto your hands. Curl your toes. Find your down dog. Pedal it out here. Send your hips high. Melt your heels down to the ground. Good. So even if your heels don't touch, that's totally fine. Still send them down to the mat so you get that stretch through the backs of your legs. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Let your shoulders roll away from your ears. Melt your torso towards your thighs. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. Inhale, gaze forward, shift into your high plank, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, back to your down dog. You may or may not need to adjust where your feet are. Breathing in, high plank. Breathing out, down dog. Go at your pace. Find a little flow here. Good. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Stay 3 breaths. Notice what it feels like to be inverted here. Notice what your circulation feels like. What does your energy feel like? Good. And it's not about what these poses look like. It's about how they feel. So adjust. Let this be comfortable for you. Good. Next breath in. Start to gaze forward towards the top of your mat. And on your exhale, tiptoe your toes up to the top, finding that rag doll. You can grab onto opposite elbows as you let your head hang. Or if you'd like to grab onto your wrists here or your fingers, find an interlacing grip. You can release your arms overhead, getting into your shoulders. But I want you to concentrate on that space where your head meets your neck. Let it be heavy. Sometimes you can even bring your hands to that place, finding a little extra weight here. Swing, sway, shake. Sometimes it feels nice to flutter your lips as you exhale. Breathing out the day, making space for whatever it is you might need. And letting gravity take you here. Beautiful. And start to softly release any bind that you have. Ground down through your feet. Inhale, roll up slowly, mountain pose. Arms are going to reach up overhead. Take your time. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. So I want you to move through these half sunnies with your own breath and at your own pace. Okay, so arms reach, inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. All the breath comes out. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise with your inhale. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Take a pause and then exhale, fold. It can be through the center or you can swan dive. It's up to you. Halfway lift through your full inhale. Fold it all away. Good. Root to rise. Breath in as you roll up slowly and pull your hands to your heart. You can close your eyes here. Notice how that movement felt in your body, how it's landing. Breath in together. Breath out together. Arms reach, inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. All the breath comes out. Find that halfway lift as you inhale, long spine, gaze forward. Step your left foot back, find your low lunge. So you can keep that left knee off the mat or you can lower it all the way down. If you have blocks, you can bring your blocks to the outsides of your right foot, come up a little bit higher. A place where you can really send your chest through, roll your shoulders back. Good, breathe in here. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Shifting your hips back nice and slow, finding your half split. So you can keep your blocks where they are. I'm just going to move mine so I can show you my foot here. Noticing how it feels to slowly peel your right toes off the mat as you flex them back to your face. Shifting that left hip back, right hip forward. You can stay upright, use those blocks. Or if you want to fold forward, lead with your heart. Looking past your right foot, lead with your chin almost as you fold forward. So less of this rounding, chin's tucked into your chest. Untuck, lead with your heart, fold. Good, stay here for another breath. Last inhale. Start to come back up to the top, find that low lunge. Reaching your right arm high for the twist. Lean back. Good, breath in, breath out. Take one more inhale. and come back, frame out that right foot. Lift off your left knee, back into your low lunge, gaze forward, step forward, halfway lift, top of your mat, fold it away. Roll up slow with your inhale. Bring your hands to your heart. We'll do the other side. Arms reach, breathe in, gaze up, and fold it away. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step your right foot back this time. Low lunge. Good. So settling in here. And you can always roll your mat lengthwise. So you get 2 layers underneath that right knee. If it feels a little bit crunchy, totally cool to do. Let this feel good for you. So you can stay just like this. Use your blocks on any level. Make them come up higher, lower, you choose. Notice this pose here. Are you clenching? Are you holding yourself up? That's fine. That's one way to experience the pose, or you can start to soften, let your pelvis melt towards the mat and release. Shoulders roll back, heart comes through. Take another few breaths here. Really let this low lunge happen. Sometimes we let these low lunges be these transition poses. Really give it its moment to shine here. Take another breath. Breath out. Nice and slow. Shift your hips back. You want your hips to stay stacked over your knee. Sometimes there's this tendency to pull your hip all the way back. That's different. Different stretch. We're looking for hip over knee. So you can always wiggle your left foot, your left heel to the top of your mat if you want more depth, or you can always take your full split if you have that. But melt your heart forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale as you fold. Feel free to reposition the blocks or not use them. But if your hips are open to the right, bring them forward. Let your hips point towards the top of your mat as you fold, untucking your chin. Good, breathe in. Fold out. One more breath like that. Find a bigger fold. Take your time as you come back upright. Slowly moving into that low lunge once more. Blocks or no blocks for the twist. Right hand stays grounded this time. Left arm reaches. So you can reach up or back. What illuminates the why? The intention of your practice. What do you need this pose to feel like, not to look like? It doesn't matter. Maybe you make something up. Bring your hands to your hips. Find your own yoga. As long as it feels good, you're doing it right. Good. Starting to bring your hand back down. Frame your left foot. Lift off your right knee. Breathe in. And step forward. Good. Halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Mountain pose. Roll up slowly. Arms reach up with your inhale. And bring your hands to your heart. Good. Breath in. Breath out. Arms reach. Breathe in. Gaze high. Exhale. Fold. All the air comes out. Find your halfway lift. Step your left foot back. Low lunge at first. Good. So we're going to pivot into our wide-legged forward fold. So plant your back foot down and walk your hands around to the center of your mat. Both of your toes point towards the side of your mat and fold forward. Good. So this doesn't have to be your biggest V shape here, right? It can be smaller, or you can bring your feet out wider. But I want you to think of stacking your hips over your heels here. So sometimes we're leaning way back or way forward. Keep your hips right over your heels. Let your torso melt towards your thighs. You can walk your hands back through your legs if you'd like. Good. You stay just where you are on your mat. If you can't see the screen anymore, that's fine. I just moved around so you can see a different angle. But letting your head hang, give yourself a minute here. Take a couple more breaths. And start to walk into a halfway lift in your wide-legged forward fold. Take your time as you exhale, walk your hands to the right and find your side lunge. So you can keep that left foot grounded, or you can lift your left toes off the mat. And you can keep your hands down on the mat for support, or you can bring your hands to your heart. Take a breath in here. Exhale. Good. Hands come to the mat. Lift back up, come through your wide-legged forward fold and move to the other side. Side lunge to the left. Again, you can keep your right foot down, coming upright, or point your toes towards the ceiling. We call this surfer's pose or Skandasana. Hands to your heart or hands to the mat, you choose. Take one last breath in. Hands come back through center. Move through your wide-legged forward fold. Reframe your right foot, low lunge. Face the top of your mat. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Come forward, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Reach tall with your breath in, mountain pose. Hands pull to your heart, exhale. Good. Breath in. Breath out. Arms reach, inhale, gaze high. Exhale, fold it away. Find your halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale, low lunge, right foot steps back this time. Good. Lowering down onto that knee if you'd like, just for a breath. And when you're ready, start to crawl your hands towards the center of your mat. Pivot your toes towards the side. And find your wide-legged forward fold once more. This time, you might bring your hands behind your low back, interlace your hands, and let them fall overhead. Get into your shoulders a little. Sometimes it's even nice to take a ragdoll in your wide-legged forward fold, grabbing onto opposite elbows, and you can swing. Beautiful. Taking a couple more breaths like this. Long inhale. Long exhale. And when you're ready, walk your hands to the right, finding that side lunge. Staying upright, bringing your hands to your heart, or pivoting those left toes up towards the ceiling. Any of those variations. Option to take a little bind here, reaching your right arm around your right leg, and your left hand comes back behind. You grab on. Staying here. Full exhale. Good. Start to release your hands. Plant them back down to the mat. Softly walk your hands back through the center and come over to the other side. Good. Take your time here. Find your variations. Hands, feet can stay down. Roll onto your heel. Anything you'd like. Reach that left arm around for your right for the bind. Good. Not one variation is better than the other. It's just what you need today, where you are today, and it's always different. Hands come back to the center. Find that wide-legged forward fold once more. Walk your hands back towards the top of your mat. Reframe your left foot. Lower onto your right knee. Breathe in. Exhale, step forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise with your inhale. Roll up slow, mountain pose. And fold all the way back down. Go nice and slow. Halfway lift, breath in. Walk out to your high plank and pause. Shoulders over your wrists. Heels might be over your toes. Big breath in. Slowly lower to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing your chin down to the mat and bringing your hands right underneath your shoulders. Good. Squeeze your elbows in towards the side of your body. And on your next breath in, cobra pose. This time I want you to let your hands hover. So press into the tops of your feet. Lift your hands off the mat, let them float. Just use your low back here. Find your cobra pose. Take another breath. Exhale, lower back down, chin touches. Next inhale, come back up. You can let your hands stay on the mat, but you're not using the full strength of your arms here. Just about 50% strength here. So you still have your back turned on. It's still helping you here. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. Next, exhale, slowly lower. And then as you breathe back in, full cobra. You might even find your up dog. So if you ever wondered what the difference was, this is our cobra right here. Up dog is when we press into the tops of our feet, lift your legs off the mat. Good. Either one, whichever one you'd like. Next, exhale, slowly lower. Good, breathe in. Child's pose, breathe out, hips go back. Inhale together. Exhale, settle. Good, nice and slow. Start to walk your fingers back towards your body so you're sitting upright. And then start to swivel your hips over to the right as you straighten out your legs on the mat. Good. So flexing your toes. Back towards your face. Sweep your arms up overhead as you inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Again, leading with your chin, with your chest, rather than tucking. So growing nice and tall as you inhale. Exhale, fold. The goal does not have to be your toes. It's just keeping your spine long, right? And you might explore with that stopping right where it feels like you need to start to round. Your hands can even come back behind you as you give yourself this little assist forward. Good. And take one last breath in. The bigger fold as you exhale. And coming right back up. Slowly bringing the soles of your feet together, finding butterfly. So you can keep your heels really close in towards your body or far away. It's going to feel different. One's not better than the other. It's just whatever you'd like to explore with today. If you already found the hip stretch just like this, stay. If you need to fold, you can melt forward. You can walk your hands out in front. You can let your chin come all the way down. But if you found the stretch seated, stay there. You see people in all of these deeper variations, it's just because they have to go further to experience the same thing that you've already found. So one is not better than the other, and it doesn't matter what it looks like, just how it feels. So let the stretch happen wherever you are. Adjust if you'd like, and take a couple more breaths. Good, maybe finding more depth on every exhale. And slowly coming back upright. You can start to cross your legs if you'd like, a nice crisscross seat, or you can sit back on a block or just back on your heels. It's up to you. Either way, whatever's more comfortable. If you have a block, you can sit back on one of those also. Once you get there, sweep your arms up overhead, breathe in. Nice easy twist, left hand, right thigh. Your right hand comes back behind you. Look over your right shoulder. So sitting up nice and tall as you breathe in. Exhale, look further back. Good, take one last breath, find a deeper twist. And then unravel. Arms are gonna come up with your inhale, over to the other side with your exhale. Right hand, left thigh. You use that left hand back behind you as a little kickstand, keeps you sitting up nice and tall, twist further. Wherever your gaze goes, the pose goes. So really looking further over that left shoulder so you can take advantage of the twist here. Deeper twist on your next breath out. Start to unwind, arms reach, breathe in. Side stretch, right hand or forearm comes over as you reach to the other side. So press into the mat and really reach to the right, rolling your heart high, leaning. Keeping your hip nice and heavy in the left side. If you find it floating, press it back down into the mat. Arms come up as you breathe in. Exhale, other side, left hand comes down, right arm reaches. Press into the mat with your left hand. Roll your heart high. Reach. Thinking about your biceps staying in line with your ear. Good. Bigger stretch as you exhale. Come back up. Breathe in. And start to bring your hands down towards your lap. Palms can face up or down. It's up to you. If you want to receive, palms face up. If you need to ground down, palms face down. You choose. Closing your eyes once you get there. Letting all the pieces of your practice start to arrive. Noticing any shifts in your energy. It may not happen now, it might happen later. But just honoring this time that you've spent with yourself here on the mat. Shaking things up a little bit. Notice your breath. Notice your circulation. Notice your heart. Take a full breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, easy exhale. Do that again, breathe in. Breathe out. Start to bring your hands together to touch. Thumbs press into your chest. Bow down in gratitude for your practice, for showing up for you so that you can show up for those that you love just a bit more. Let your hands come back down towards your lap. Blink your eyes open. Thank you so much. You guys did wonderful, I'm sure. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, feedback, and I'll see you next time.